Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you're tuning in from. Gotta be honest, it's been a minute, hey? It's so good to see all of your beautiful smiling faces here again this morning, and looking forward to chatting all things business and marketing. Anything else I can do to help? Saturday morning, July 8th, summer. It's here. It's not going away anytime soon. It is hot where I am, which, Kevin, I can only imagine. It's even hotter where you are, my friend. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Aw, Kev, good to see you. Is it cool if I call you Kev? I'm going to go with that. We'll go back and forth a bit. Cripple Diesel, good morning, Rob. Good to see you from Central Texas. Glad to make these lives again. Oh, man, not as glad as I am to see you. It's good to have you back. Yeah, I was gone for 2 weeks away. Oh, just didn't feel the same. Ruben, good to have Adam back. The best Saturday morning coffee and learning from this expert in digital marketing. Thanks, Adam. You are the bestest. Oh, Ruben, you're too kind, my friend. Far too kind. Woohoo. It's the man. Trying to be, Maddie. Doing what I can. Atul, hi from India. Hey, Atul, good to see you. Imran, good night from India. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, it's going to be, what time is it? I used to have like a world clock widget thing up on my computer and I could just see all of the different time zones. I might have to put that thing back, but I know it's there. Fat tested travel, Jason Vaughn. Good morn to you, Mohammed. Hello, my friend. Good to see you here. Bruce Eloy. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Good morning from Denver. Absolutely. Good morning from just further up, a little bit more west. Back right at you. Hey, Brian, first time in the lives. Look at that. You made it, man. Good to see you. Saw a chap at Walmart whose shirt said, fun fact, I don't care. I laughed out loud. Yes, humor t-shirts. I've got a, what would you call it? Like an extended family member who often wears controversial text shirts. Not my style choice of preference, but there's some funny ones out there. Amir, hey, from Egypt. Hey, Amir. Good to see you. Salam alaikum. Silvio, greetings from Croatia. Hello, Silvio. Greetings to you as well. Love Croatia. Beautiful, beautiful country. I haven't been back there in over a decade, so I think it's time. Got to get to, I don't know, anybody that's not been there before. The whole country of Croatia is beautiful, but like Dubrovnik in particular, the city and like the walls and mind-blowing. I swam also in Croatia from like, I don't even know. It was like all up the water thingy forever. Big swim. That's another story for another day. Please visit India. Yeah, it's on the list, man. It's on the list. I've not been. So of all the countries I've been to, over 30 now, I think 31, maybe just 30, India is not on that list. So yeah. Aziz, hi from France. Bonjour, Aziz. Comment ça va, mon ami? Je suis Canadien, alors parlez juste un peu de français. Obi Okaru, can you start marketing at 16? 100%. Yep. It's kind of like asking, can you start dancing or photography or piano or anything, engineering? Yeah, of course. Yeah, tons. Find a book that you like, read it, read another, make some social media stuff. You're off to the races. Karen, hey, from Cape Cod. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Cape Cod, another spot got to get to. When's a good time of year to go to Cape Cod for like photogenic opportunities? I can imagine probably fall. Probably anytime, actually. But hey, Black Girls Consult 2, good morning from Atlanta. Oh, good morning. Okay, so it's been a couple weeks, so your name has slipped my memory. So refresh my memory if you could. And I would love to hear it. Ivo, how you doing? Ivo from Argentina. Buenos dias, Ivo. ¿Cómo está usted? Dexter, good morning from Virginia. Hey, Virginia. Good place also. Lots of good, cool places around. Hey, all these international, and I guess Virginia is not super international. I'm up in Canada, so it's international to me. Rob, it's been hitting triple digits down here for the last couple of weeks. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, temperature-wise. 100 degrees. So the way, fun fact, if you ever want to do like Celsius to Fahrenheit, because who else uses Fahrenheit? Is it only the US? I can't think if there's any other countries. Most everybody else uses Celsius for it. But anyways, all you have to do is you take the Fahrenheit number, you knock off 30, and you divide by 2, which sounds ridiculously complicated, but whatever the case, it's actually not that bad. So if it's 100 degrees, you knock off 30, there's 70, you divide by 2, there's 35. So 100 degrees is 35 Celsius. Done. Our math, I don't know what you call that, temperature lesson. Hey, Renee, good to see you. Just launched a funnel. I'm putting in the follow-up sequences. Where do I put the abandoned cart sequence in the workflow? You will put it immediately after someone has abandoned cart. Very simple. So if they add something to cart and they don't check out within, I don't know, an hour, send them an abandoned cart sequence. Kick that thing off. Elon, good to see you, my friend. How was your trip? It was good. Thanks, my man. It was good. I went through the Rocky Mountains. So all through the Rockies, I shouldn't say all through, but like through the Rockies, and spent some time in there, ended up on the other side in the prairies. Lots of cool pictures, lots of interesting things to see. What else? Nothing too extraordinary. I've made the trip a few times, but it's always a pleasure. Brian, I love your lives. Look forward to them. I look forward to seeing you here, Brian, and your amazing Christmas colored get up. Look at that. Red and green should never be seen except for something in between, unless it's Christmas, unless you're Brian. Habiba, hello, Adam. Good to see you today. Good to see you too, my friend. Mohammed, welcome to Dubai. Adam, yeah, I got to get to, well, I've been to Dubai actually a few times, but I've got to get back. My best memory of Dubai is going snowboarding inside. Indoor snowboarding. Phew, not a very big mountain, but it's inside. So crazy. One enemy. Hopefully you have no enemies. The client is a large international corporation in the 3D printing. And okay, I don't know what the rest of that question is, but that sounds more like a statement. So we'll get to that maybe later. Maybe you can give me some context. All right. Karen says for Cape Cod, September, October. Okay. Yeah, right on. Beautiful. That would be good. Yeah, the fall season when all the leaves change color. Late summer. Yeah, exactly. I think that's going to echo Karen's stuff there. That sounds amazing. Actually, hang on one sec. Let's do a little Cape Cod. Which part of Cape Cod, actually? It looks like there's more than, oh no, there's like the Cape Cod. Yeah, I don't think I've been there. Look at all those lighthouses. All right, we're gonna talk about this more later. For now, let's hit some questions. Let's see what we can do here. Atul, Google Ad Service Provider, how can I capture leads and increase their business? This one's simple. I feel like every time we do these lives, I always have to like preface this with like, hey, this video is not sponsored and yada, yada, yada. However, when it comes to like lead generation, there's really only one software that I use and recommend. Until there's a competitor that comes along and offers even a fraction of what it does, I'm going to just keep talking about this one. See if I can pull up the link for it. That's it. Oh, it's a big link. Big link. But that's it. Like, go there, get the free trial, get the software, get the course, get the free call with them. But if you're going to be doing Google Ads and you're not using that, I kind of think you're crazy, because it's going to automate so much of the process. You're also going to be able to get better testimonials and referrals and work out your whole funnel and pipeline and all of that. So yeah, that's the answer. Elon, do you use all the questions, how, who, why, for your ideal customer avatar and use it to make ad scripts, website copy? Oh, good question, Elon. Good question. So the short answer is yes. The longer answer is yes, but I do it almost intuitively at this stage. So I wouldn't suggest doing it just by knowing. Like, I like the idea of you writing it down, like who, what, where, when, why, how. So who is my ideal customer, demographic, geographic, psychographic details. Again, actually, hang on one sec. This is literally what this is all about. Where's my modern marketing guide cheat sheet thingy? Right here. Like, that's literally what this thing is about. Free marketing cheat sheet. The 5 steps of the marketing master plan are model, market, message, media, and machine. They answer most of those questions. So the answer is like, yeah, I don't necessarily go through like who, what, where, when, why on paper. I'd recommend you do, but I do go through things using the marketing master plan every time, even though I've done it for, my God, a lot of years now, but like, I still go through it. What's the model? What's the business model? What are we selling? How are we selling it for? What's this package? What's the positioning? Blah, blah, blah. What's the market? Ideal customer avatar. demographic, geographic, psychographic details. The message, what are their miracles and miseries, their pains and frustrations, their wants, their dreams, their goals, their desires, all of that stuff. Their media, where are they present and active online? The machine, how am I going to guide them from first learning about my business all the way through to becoming lifelong loyal customers that love what I do? All of that stuff I work through using that bad boy there. Oh, yes, Angelina. That's right. Amazing. Okay, good. Lock it in the mental vault there. ProMage Studios, Koridi from Nigeria, 4 p.m. here. Hey, my friend. What was I watching last night? It's not Jack Reacher, the other Jack. On Amazon, Jack Ryan, Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan, that's what it's called. And they were over in Nigeria, and beautiful city, Lagos. Obviously, they were talking about the main capital there. But it's fascinating for me because often we have these preconceived notions of different African countries and what the capital cities look like and what all of the infrastructure looks like. First time I went to Ethiopia in Addis Ababa, the capital city there, I was blown away. It was like one of the most incredible experiences. First, people were like the nicest people I've ever met ever, but like the infrastructure and the cities and the markets and all that, it was amazing. Lagos looks even cooler. It looks more like a amazing mega empire. So I don't know where you are in Nigeria, but if it's there, we'll go. Malta. Maddie, ever been to Malta? Literally everywhere around Malta, never Malta. Like literally all around it. The entire Mediterranean, including Cyprus and Greece, and down in the southern tip of Italy and the north tip of Africa and all around southern Spain and France and all of that, everywhere but Malta. So should I go? Is it that much cooler? Let me know. Brian, love your stuff and style. Adam, switching from media work to digital marketing. A CEO from Chicago said I could shadow his agency crew for a few days. Good idea? Yeah, amazing idea. Perfect idea. I love the idea of shadowing. So basically following them around like a stalker as much as you can, keeping a pen and paper, writing down whatever notes or things you can think of, making sure you're aware of like what stuff you're allowed to write down and if there's any confidential client information or whatnot. Huge fan of that. Like huge. My next big thing that I'm a fan of is working for free after that. So I would shadow him. Then I would ask him, hey, what are the things that you need the most help with? Can I work on something for you? Do it for him. And you'd be amazed at how often free work turns into paid work. Okay, Kyle. Hey, from Trinidad. Hey, Kyle. Good to see you. I love me, the Caribbean. Obi Okoro. What's a good platform for me to start marketing? And what do you think about healthcare and hygiene products being my niche? Well, so many answers here. Obi, are you my friend? Are you my 16-year-old question person here? Yes. Okay, you are. So I'm gonna give you a more specific answer. So a good platform for you to start marketing is honestly whichever one you want. They're all pretty good. That said, I'd probably pick one of the big four. So like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at least for now. And by TikTok, I don't even really mean TikTok. I mean short form videos. So you could do that as Facebook as a reel, Instagram as a reel, YouTube as a short, TikTok. But like learn the strategy and the premise behind that. That's probably going to be a really good direction to start heading in. But otherwise, just pick one and you'll be fine. What do I think about healthcare and hygiene products? Literally the same thing I think about everything. Like it's like asking, what do I think about automotive or HVAC or plumbing or solar panels or dentistry or whatever it is? Like they're all good. They're all fine. So if you have a specialty, experience, contacts, anywhere that would cause you to want to choose that niche, I say go for it. If it's just like a random niche because some internet guru is like, you'll make $1 billion in healthcare, then I'd question it. I'd go healthcare probably more than hygiene products, but again, it depends on the hygiene products. I used to make a lot of money selling teeth whitening kits in Italy of all places, but what a life. Okay, Ingo, I just recently subscribed to your channel. It's good to have you along. Your videos have been very helpful, man. I've only had my business for less than 2 years and I've already hit 100K in revenue for this calendar year so far. Hey, good for you. That's amazing. Good for you. That's fantastic. Still been feeling a lot of, regardless and still feel like my marketing strategy sucks and I'm not hitting my target audience. Okay, so you and everybody else. This is a pain that never goes away. And it never goes away for two reasons. The first of which is because the more that you learn, the more you realize there is still yet to learn. So there's always going to be a gap between where you're at right now. Where's the left side of the screen? Where a gap between where you're at right now and where you want to go. Everything's backwards to me. I think that works. But that's okay. So fill the gap. The gap will get bigger. Fill the gap again. And you're going to keep growing and expanding and learning new things. So that's step one. You just have to understand that, yeah, you're not where you want to be. No one ever is. Objectively speaking, I'm doing pretty well. And I still feel like I've got a long way to go. So yeah, we'll keep growing. Next, you're not hitting your target audience. Again, this is probably because you're one of two things. Number one of which is, yes, there probably is improvements to be made to the marketing. But number two is that your target audience is going to shift and evolve as you continue to dial in who exactly your top customers are. So my recommendation for pretty much everybody out there, especially if you've been in business for any length of time, is you keep a spreadsheet of your top 100 customers. Actually, ideally, you have a spreadsheet of like all of your customers. If you can't do this through your software, your CRM should be able to do this anyway, just automatically sort them. Then make a list of those top 20% of customers, whether you have 100 or 1,000 or 100,000, and figure out what they have in common. And you're going to keep revising and updating that list in order to better dial in who exactly they are and what you need to do to go after them, et cetera, et cetera. Hope that made sense. Mohsin, hello everyone from Morocco, another amazing country. Yes, feeling a lot of stress. I figured that's what you meant. One enemy. When optimizing SEO for a client's website, would you say it's easier to build rank for keywords from a blog post or for interior pages of the site? Well, that's a good question. Blog posts are essentially, like, first of all, the answer is probably pages, but the reason is because a page tends to be more beefy and have more content. From the search engine's perspective, there used to be debate over like whether a blog post was the same value as a page or whatever it was. They may have been ranked lesser, so I've been told. I don't know if I ever experienced that personally. That said, I hedged my bets. So if I had a word that I really wanted to rank for, aerospace, tooling, medical, etc., I would make those dedicated pages on my website, and I would try to make them as deep and thorough and fleshed out as humanly possible. Then I would use the blog post to provide contextual backlinks to the main pages on the site. We'll get nerdy pretty quick there, but that's the gist of it. Amir, I have been studying marketing for a year and I have not got a job yet. Any advice? Yes. There's a big difference. Couple things. First of all, there's a big difference between studying marketing and practicing marketing. So my best advice is to take all of that study that you've been doing and turn it into some kind of a practice. So build social media platforms, create content, record, edit a video, upload a podcast, make an ad, like all of these things you're going to need to do to build up your confidence, your portfolio, things like that. So that's step one. Step two, you got to work for free. And by you gotta, I mean, you probably just should. So ask friends, family, businesses, hey, do you have anything that needs to be done? Much like I said to Brian there earlier, is like, look, if you have an opportunity to job shadow someone or follow them around, find out what they need, provide help, create a campaign, create content, post it for them on their behalf, get them some results, that's going to lead to more opportunities further down the road. Roof, have you been to Japan? Funny story. No, I have not, but I'm going. Oh, I'm going. On my bookshelf over there are just a collection, like a whole section of how to learn Japanese. I took Japanese lessons to speak it. I've got the books and the flashcards. It was hard, man. Like I switched to, we're going to Spain next. So that's the next trip for a couple months. So I'm like rebrushing up, relearning, getting better at Spanish as the priority. Once Spain is over, I'm putting my focus on Japan. So Roof, if you got any suggestions, ideas, tips, let me know. I was also debating heading over there solo without my family, just blasting over to Tokyo to take in the city for like a week and then getting back home. So we'll see. Karen, any recommendation on how to monetize a fast-growing Facebook group? Yeah, the same way that you would monetize a fast-growing anything, whether it's a page, a channel, an email list, etc. And it's all about finding out a problem that they have and offering a solution to them, which I appreciate sounds very simple, but odds are good. This Facebook group is centered around some kind of topic, subject, organization, whatever it is. Odds are good. They have a problem. a main problem that they want solved, I would start asking and being like, hey, of these 3 problems, which one's the biggest? Of these 3 things that you want, which one do you want the most? Of these, if I was going to put together a free cheat sheet on these things, what would you like? I like those approaches because I can figure out what they want most. Then I can make it. I can sell services one-on-one. I could create a product later down the road. Like, you've got different options once you figure out exactly what it is that they want, but that's the answer. The better answer, or I guess the more complicated answer, is I would be making free downloadable resources, putting them in the group, getting people to download them, and putting them on an email list. Because you have control of an email list, you don't always have control of a Facebook group and what the algorithm is going to do with that. Maddie GB, best software for generating reports when I'm evaluating a potential client's social accounts. Good question. Hang on one sec. I wonder if I'm going to just check. I've never done this. Pardon me. I shouldn't say that. I've never done it. I've not done it in a very long time where I've generated reports. So I'm wondering if I can use High Level's Social Planner. And the reason is because I prefer it for most things. So rather than send you off like down a rabbit hole of a bunch of other software specifically just to generate reports, I'd kind of rather just do this. I think you can. Don't quote me on it, but there's the free trial as well. So I'm going to put that link back up again. I think you can, but again, don't quote me. I think you can generate reports on this for the social accounts. Now, there are client social accounts, so you obviously need access to them and you need to link them up. Short of that, I used in the past something called Whatagraph, and I liked them as well. I found that they were really pretty, but they didn't give me or the client kind of the information that they wanted. So I mostly used it as like a posturing tool to be like, look at me, I'm so smart and make pretty graphs, more so than, hey, look, I'm actually growing your business. So that's called Whatagraph. And it looked really cool. But like I said, mostly from the pretty aspect. So if that's what you're after, no judgment here. Gus, where are you? There you are, buddy. Hey, Adam, I've only been doing digital marketing for 2 years and I want to educate pastors on the importance of digital marketing for reach and feel afraid to because of my experience. Any advice? Yes. One piece of advice, which is a question, a rhetorical question. Gus, my friend, do you know more about digital marketing than these pastors? And the answer is yes, of course. Like, obviously, you've been studying it for 2 years. They've studied it for 0 years, ever, if they even know what it is. So you are already overqualified for the position that you are trying to get, to teach them about it, to show them how to do it. Odds are good also that you know the pastor world and the digital marketing world, which puts you in an exceptionally overqualified position in order to teach this to them. So yeah, you can do it. I think one of the best things that you're going to probably be able to do to bolster your confidence is spend a bit of time ahead of time creating some content around the things that you want to talk about. So like spend a day, how about that, 8 hours, and put together a few different reports, maybe one on like growing your congregation with Facebook ads, or creating content marketing for pastors, or how to use LinkedIn for pastor connections, and I don't know, whatever. Write those all out, research them, get some quotes and authority, watch some of my videos, take some Adam Earhart says this thing on whatever it is, like put some of that in there. And that way, when you go to speak to them and they have questions, not only will you be able to show them something, that's less important. You're going to have it available at the tip of your tongue. So you can be like, actually, LinkedIn did a study and the number one most looked for aspect right now is digital marketing skills and blah, blah, blah. So that should set you off on the right path. Brian bought a bottle of Festival Foods spring water yesterday. Asked the cashier if it came from their hose out back. Your bottle of water bit cracked me up big time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure I don't remember which video that was from, but my bottled water. It's funny, bottled water is like the epitome of marketing and branding, because it's water. But again, depending on where you live in the world, I've drank some pretty sketchy water. Fun story. I ended up in Slovakia, in Piastany, and we weren't staying at our usual hotel. And I got in there late at like 2 a.m. Our flight landed. I go to the hotel. I'm thirsty because I haven't drank anything in like 12 hours. And I just like go to the tap and I just start chugging water, like just drinking as much as I possibly can. I go to bed. I wake up the next morning. I talk to my co-pilot and he's like, oh, dude, you see what happened to the water? Anyway, it turns out they flushed the pipes in the middle of the night. And so like when I turned on my tap in the morning, it was coming out like dark brown, like just the most awful, horrible water ever. Long story short, I was perfectly fine, I think. I don't know, maybe some mental conditions that have plagued me to this day, but like physically I was fine. I was terrified. I was like, I'm going to be so sick. But since then, bottled water. Good times. Okay, Johan. Hey, Adam, I'm a fitness coach in a small niche. Been doing marketing with Instagram, but now I notice most of my clients come from a Facebook group in my niche. Okay, so I'm not sure if you've got a follow-up on that one, Johan. However, go where your people are. So if your people are coming from a Facebook group, then double down on the time you spend in your Facebook group. Still don't abandon ship. Keep doing what you're doing with Instagram, but leave that on like minimum viable. Just keep doing what you're doing there and start investing significantly more time, money, and energy into the Facebook group, providing more value, showing up more often. Double down like where your leads and interest are coming from. Always follow, like, what's a better way to put this? I don't know. The term that comes to mind is like follow the money. So forget what I say, forget what anybody else says. Like if your clients are coming from a very specific location, my God, man, go there, like, and do more of that. Who cares what anybody else says? Like TikTok's the next big thing. Not if your clients aren't coming from there. So it's like, yeah, double down on the Facebook group in your niche. You do that and like your sales double in 30 days. Or I eat my socks. It's a promise. Elon, I'm not wearing socks for the record. Can you please explain positioning better? Like how do you position yourself as the best option for your customers? Is it by the words you're using? Also, I missed your rants so much. Yeah, I do get ranty. Oh, I do get ranty. This is my opportunity. I got to trim all that out of the YouTube videos because algorithms and audience retention. But here we can be our true, real people selves. Okay, so positioning. How do you explain positioning? Positioning is the mental space that your business and brand holds in the mind of your customers. Let me say that again. Positioning is the way that your customers think about you, your brand, what you stand for, what you're good at, what you're not good at. That's your positioning. They get to decide, not you. That said, you can influence their perceptions through marketing, through branding, through creating content, through things like that. So what we do with positioning is, number one, we decide what we want to be known for. Do we want to be expensive or cheap? Do we want to be quality or budget? Do we want to be fast or custom? Do we want to be a 4-door sedan or a 2-door sports car? Do we want to be a Starbucks coffee or a Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons double grab and go $1.25 burn your crotch when it spills on you McDonald's coffee? Like whatever it is, you've got to decide where you want to be, because then you're going to use that to dictate and direct the words you use, the style, the tone, all of the things that go into your marketing are going to be influenced by that positioning that you decide that you want. Now, there's a lot more to be said about positioning. There's an old book, but still a classic. It's called Positioning. There's also another book. What's it called? Hang on, I'm going to Google it right now because I can't remember. I think it's Unbelievably Awesome. Positioning. Obviously Awesome. Obviously Awesome. That's the name of the book. Check out the book, Obviously Awesome. It's got an orange cover. Read that one first. If you want to still, you can read the classic Positioning book by Al Rice and Jack Trout. But that'll give you more information than you want on positioning. Okay. I think that answers that one. Obviously Awesome. Aphrodita Bandowski. Not sure I stumbled to this live, but I guess the universe brings me to what I've been looking for. Yep. It works that way sometimes. Giving us what we need. Maddie. Haha, I'm an American, been living in Malta for 2 years. It is the only European country with English as an official language. It's nice. Interesting. Living on Malta for 2 years. Maddie, let me know why. Type away in the comments. I'm going to read them after, even if I can't get to the questions here in the flow. Tell me why Malta. I'm genuinely curious. My brother-in-law almost ended up there as a place to live. And I actually almost ended up there because I think if you buy a place in Malta for, I can't remember, 750,000 euros, I think you get Maltese citizenship, which is kind of cool because I think the taxes are lower. Canada, our taxes, I don't know, 100%. I pay them money to work. So let me know. Roof, what about Algeria? I've been to Algeria many times. Cool country. Tony, hello, my favorite creator. Hello, Tony. So good to see you. Thank you for the kind words. Very special. Makes me feel special. Elon, man, I swear these live streams almost feel like a family reunion at this point. Adam is the old wise one. Yeah. So, man, I'm getting really old. My back's hurting. Neck's hurting. Old man pains. Lucas, hello, Adam. I'm a persuasive copywriter and took Alex Catani's copywriting course. I was wondering if you're looking for a copywriter to help you or know someone who does. Thanks. I personally am not. I also do not know anyone that is looking for a copywriter right now. However, there is a section in the Discord that Elon so graciously put together for all of us, where you can promote or look for opportunities like that. Be very careful. Make sure to put it in the right group, because you put it in the wrong group, you'll get banned and kicked out, because there's not a selfless promotion Discord hub. It is a value add Discord hub, but there is a room for you to ask that question. So take a look. Rob, I took your recommendation and listened to Personality Isn't Permanent. It's changing my life. Thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, first of all, you're welcome. Like, it's for anybody that hasn't read that book, Personality Isn't Permanent. Man, is it ever a good one. There's a few books that I've listened to repetitively that have like shaped and molded my views. One of them, actually, I don't think it's available on text. I think it's only on audio. I want to tell you exactly what it is because it's The Power of Ambition. I wonder if I'm getting the name right. The Power of Ambition by Jim Rohn. There it is. I wonder if I can show you this, if you'll see it in the camera, because I wouldn't mind if everybody got that one. There we go. The Power of Ambition. How do I angle it? That book right there with like the super 1970s style cover. It's old. It's amazing. It's like one of the most important books on success and whatever that I've ever read or listened to. I've listened to it, I don't even know, dozens of times. Phenomenally powerful book. So that's next. The other one, which is a little more out there, it's The Secret to Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. When I was first starting, like way back, many years ago, I listened to that on repeat and it just sort of like retrained my brain a little bit. That said, Power of Ambition, even better. Okay, hey, I'm starting a jewelry gift brand, which will sell customized name necklaces along with a heartwarming message card. My customers are women in the US and Canada. What should be social media marketing strategy? I'm going to send you down this path. Hang on. Where's my guide? This should be your strategy. It's free. You can just go download it for free. Free marketing cheat sheet. The free is in the title. I want you to go through that. And the reason is because there's all of the steps that need to go into an effective strategy are laid out there. So it's like, what is your business model? Where like your margins, you're going to have to figure out what your cost per goods sold are, what your max cost per acquisition. Those things aren't necessarily discussed in the cheat sheet, but they are things you need to keep in mind for the model. Then your target market, who it is. We need to be significantly more specific than women in the US and Canada, like significantly more specific. Like infinitely more specific. In fact, we've got to dial it in. Like, are they dog owners in their mid 30s who own Pomeranians? Like that level of specificity, because otherwise you're competing against every other jewelry maker in the world, because everybody's market is women in the US. Every jewelry maker in the world, basically, market is women in the US. Okay, Elon, on marketing for some company and working for free, and I'm marketing for some company and working for free, and I'm doing paid ads. I should be the one making the creatives right. The answer is probably, but whatever. Like, you're going to find some people will want to make their own creatives. You'll find that they may have insight that they want to share. You'll probably be the best one to make the creatives though. So I tend to make them all myself. In fact, normally if the client wants to make the creative, I kind of stop them because typically they're normally really bad because the client isn't a marketer. That said, I do like to get guidance and feedback and input and be like, hey, is this accurate? Is what I'm saying true? Does your product or service actually do the thing that I'm saying it does? Because if it doesn't, that's bad. Amir, can you be a mentor for me? I can right here. That's what these are for. That's what the channel's for. So you show up, I'll show up. That's my deal. One Enemy, what do you think are the best platforms to run ads for a new baby care product? It is a barrier for changing table rails so the child doesn't flail their arms or legs onto the wood, hurting them. Yeah, that's a good idea. Best platforms to run ads for a new baby care product? Probably Facebook and Instagram. And the reason I say that is new moms, more so Instagram, likely. But also the targeting option, you're able to target new moms. You can target women and you can target parents who are with children from 0 to 12 months, I believe is one of the criteria. I think it's 0 to 12 months. So it's like, there you go. There's new moms. So that one. Elon, a drop shipping question. Beautiful. Do you think starting a drop shipping store would be a good idea to practice my marketing skills before finding a client? My answer is no. Reason being is that while most marketing is kind of the same, product, services, B2B, B2C, like it's all the same fundamental tenets, I'm not really a big fan of drop shipping. Multiple reasons. Happy to go into it another time. I won't bore you all. There'd be a rant and a half. But I don't love that model. I've never liked it. Whereas clients, I do like. So I would just start doing client work and cut that part right out. Okay. Good. I have so much more to say on that, but I'm going to bite my tongue for now just so we can get to more questions. Bruce from Denver, any tip on creating a good snapshot for lead gen for personal development, fitness coaches? I assume you're asking about, where is it again? I assume you're asking about this one, high level guide, and like putting in a snapshot there. What I would do is I would literally just take the, actually, is there a fitness one in there? If there's not, I would just take like any coaching one and make it my own. So how would I customize it? Lead gen for personal development, fitness coaches. First of all, they're different. So personal development and fitness coaches, I don't care if you go after both, but you can't go after them both at the same time because they're going to have very different needs. At least they're going to think they have very different needs. You and I both know that it's going to be pretty much the exact same damn funnel, but like they're going to think, I'm not a personal development person. I'm a fitness person and whatever it is. I find free calls, free initial sessions, free 15-minute audits, anything like that works really well. So I would set that up as a snapshot. So my ad or my content, my top of funnel thing would be like, hey, you're here. You want to get here. We can help you with this. Of course, you don't know unless we try it. So click this thing and we'll give you a complimentary dot or your first session free or this thing or an in-doc or a jumpstart session or a kickstart session or some kind of terminology like that. Get their phone number, send them an automated SMS follow-up, laugh all the way to the bank. Easier said than done. I know, I appreciate that, but like that's the gist of it. Okay, Maddie from Malta. My wife and I own a small social media marketing company. We've landed a couple clients and we're super excited to help them grow their brands. Sweet. Amazing, dude. In Malta. So you moved to Malta. I still need the details. Why Malta from the US? Is your wife Maltese? That would make sense. Was it just for taxes? That would make sense too. Tell me all your secrets, Maddie. Obi, do you use DirectMe or Linktree? I don't. I've got nothing against them. However, I'm a big fan of like a single call to action. I want to show people the next best logical step for them to take in the journey rather than dumping a million things on them and making them choose. Countless studies have been done on this. It's called the paradox of choice. The famous one is like the jam people. They were in the grocery store and they did a bunch of tests and they gave people like 26 different choices of jam and people were like, I don't know what kind of jam. And then they gave them like 6 choices of jam and they're like, I want strawberry. And jam sales went through the roof. That's what we need to do here. To sell more jam, we have to give them less jam, not more jam. So Linktree, I'd rather just, if you're going to dump them anywhere, dump them on your website and then use your website to guide them. Elon, I'm no end SEO expert, but how Adam Earhart website ranks first if you don't have a lot of copywriting or text on the website? Yes. Okay. So that's just because of authority, and backlinks to the site. website's just good. It gets authority. How will get linked to. Now, it helps if you have good stuff to link them to, but I've always tried to get people just to link to my main homepage because then I could decide if I wanted blog articles or courses or videos or whatever it was. So that is the more practical, tactical answer rather than just me flexing SEO juice. But Facebook ties your hands. They do. So we're talking about groups again, Karen, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they totally tie your hands. So do what you can with what you got. You can definitely still get conversations going with people in the group. You can still ask questions. You can still respond to comments. You can still do all kinds of other discussions. Okay. A restaurant group. I assume for restaurant owners. Yeah, Maddie, you're right there for the SEO thing. Backlinks predominantly. Okay, Angelina, what are your thoughts on demand generation as a focus and priority, or do you see awareness campaigns as serving this purpose? So, given the choice between running, we're going to call them lead gen campaigns, where my direct response lead gen campaign, where my goal is like I put something out in front of someone and I expect them and want them to take action and then I measure it, versus brand awareness campaigns, where I just make stuff and I put it out there and I hope that the universe has my back. I don't like that way. I like the lead gen direct response when we're talking about paid ads. When we're talking about content marketing, I'm a little more easygoing with it because there's definitely a time and a place for everything. But when it comes to like paid ads, yeah, I want results and I want to track those results because I need to attribute an ROI ideally to my content so I can figure out if it's worth doing again or if I'm just bleeding myself dry. That's how I've been able to stay alive this long. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, I'm not even going to try. Okay, hello. What is the average advertising budget needed to promote a construction company in Chicago? And the answer is, I don't know. What's the competition? What's the keyword you're trying to go for? How big is the construction company? Were their revenues last year? Is this a new company or an old one? Budget questions are good, but they're so they're so small of the bigger picture. Like for me, I'll give you an example here, so I don't just, that was a terrible answer. So let me give you a better one. If you've got a construction company that's doing $1 million a year and you're able to spend $100,000 on marketing, 10%, $100,000 on marketing, but next year that $100,000 in marketing you can attribute to an extra $1 million in revenue, what should your next year's budget be? As much as you can spend. Like, and the reason is if I can put in $1 and get $2 back out, how long am I going to play that game? How many times do I want to play that game? And the answer is as much as I can. I'm going to find all the dollars everywhere because I put in $1, I get out 2. Why would I stop? So that's why I'm not a fan of like ending budgets. There are limits to operational efficiencies, and do you have the capacity to deliver on all of the demand that you're going to be generating, all of that stuff. That's secondary. We can talk about that another day, biz op stuff. But like from a marketing perspective, if I'm ROI positive, I'm spending every penny I can get my hands on. Full stop. Now, when I'm first getting started, I do have to be selective because most things are not going to work. 80-20. 20% of the activities you do in your marketing are going to be responsible for 80% of your results. 80% of your activities are only going to deliver 20% of your results. It is your goal to find those 20% of things that deliver 80% of results and double down there. Find the 80% of things delivering 20% of results and cut them out completely or fix them so they get better. So what's a good place to start? Like if you want a really rough number, we could say 5 to 10% of revenues. Ballpark, start with that. But obviously it goes so much deeper. Mujtaba Tahir. Hey, Adam, what are your thoughts on social media management? Any suggestions to scale and get more clients? Yeah, I like social media management. I think it's a valuable service to offer, and I think a lot of business owners need it. So how do you get more clients? Marketing. The quick answer is you do a really, really good job and you get referrals from the clients that you already have. That's by far the best way. It's like you just blow them out of the water with the results and the service and everything that you're doing. Then they're just like, wow, this is amazing. And then they tell people without you asking, but you can also ask them for referrals and they're happy to deliver. So that's number one. Number two is content marketing. There's the option of paid ads. There's networking. There's, I've got countless videos on this. If you search for service marketing or how to get clients or the peso model of traffic, so paid, earned, shared, and owned, all of those will lead you down the dark and scary rabbit hole. Hey, Elon, before it's too late, do you want to check if the microphone is the correct one that's connected? I appreciate that. You know, it's funny, man. Before I set this up today, I triple checked everything because I was like, because last time, I don't know if y'all remember, it sounded like this. Here, let's switch over. Ready? So this is what it sounded like before, which is the terrible microphone that's like over there. But I've got all these microphones hooked up and sometimes my computer doesn't know. This is the magic microphone. This is the good one. So yes, it should sound good, but I appreciate that. Which social media marketing schedule tool do you recommend? There are a gazillion choices, so confused with which one to use. I'll look at this one first. If that one doesn't suit your needs, you can look at another one, which I will hope this is the aerh.co/Metricool. If that first one doesn't work for you, you can also look at this one, which would be my second choice. Let's shuffle. You can try that one. There we go. We'll just hide me. So those will help you with social media scheduling tools. One of those two. Hang on. All right. Mr. Karanauj last status. Ooh, I didn't do that right. But love from India. Love right back at you. The Jayhawk have been loving watching your content. Aw, thanks, my friend. Do you have any tips on getting the ball rolling for growing a business Facebook group for a used furniture store from 300 people and have more engagement? Ooh, that's pretty niche. So, used furniture store. We're talking about a local market. The best advice I could give you would be, because there's only so much we're going to be able to talk about used furniture, I would try to do a little bit of UGC, user-generated content. I'd try to get images and pictures of the people that have bought the furniture to show how they're designing and decorating it in their homes. I would also start looking at other areas of interest and overlap that audience has. So probably some retro stuff, some vintage stuff, some repurposing thrift store stuff. Like what other kinds of content can you show and curate from around the internet? Like, hey, check out this dresser drawer set that someone rebuilt from a garage sale for $3. And look how they painted the interior black. So now they're white socks pop. I have no idea. I'm clearly not a designer, but like, hopefully you get the point. Jasmine, I'm told cold calling email is dead. Good. I can't bring myself to do it anyway. Sort of reaching out to a local market using Google Maps. Am I texting? What would be a good framework for that? Well, it's funny because it's like, cold texting is basically cold email, cold calling, just using text. It's like cold door knocking. I don't even know what you'd call that anymore. Not a terrible strategy. Those are all terrible strategies, for the record. I love none of them. That said, none of them are dead. Nothing's ever really dead. I use that tongue in cheek a little bit sometimes. Like if I have to put it in the thumbnail of a YouTube video, like, is Facebook dead? Is Instagram dead? And the answer is yes and no. It's like, no, nothing's ever dead. Well, that's not totally true. Some things just die, but like not most things. The thing is that they change and they ebb and flow. So they're not as effective as they once were, or they've changed in effectiveness, or they're now only effective for the elite of the elite who know exactly what to do. For example, direct mail marketing. Direct mail marketing, that's got to be dead, right? Nuh-uh, that works great, but you better be good at it because it's going to cost you some dollars, and you got to learn how to procure. I could even read them all, even, and I don't because most of them are very bad. So street, like all of the horrible things that could possibly go wrong. I don't know if they ever go away. In fact, someone told me this a long time ago, and I thought they were just absolutely full of it. They're like, when you don't have any money, you worry about how am I going to make money? But then the second you make money, you'll start worrying about like, how am I going to keep all the money? How am I going to grow it? And that's very true. It's funny. It's like the amount of money that I used to think I needed to feel safe just keeps growing. It's at an unreasonable level now where it's not even accurate. Like if I'm honest with myself, but it just shows that like that scale's just going to keep going. The Because writing forms the basis of pretty much all marketing. Whether we're talking about making a video script, I still write out an outline. Whether we're talking about writing an ad, I'm obviously writing an ad. Whether we're talking about doing a podcast interview, I write out questions. Whether we're talking about designing a strategy, I'm writing that strategy out. I'm writing out target market details. I'm writing out potential problems that they have. Like everything comes down to writing, which is why it is one of the most valuable skills in a marketing context that you could possibly have. Like you've got to work on it. Yes, practice. Yes, repetition, etc. Have I always enjoyed and been good at writing? No, not really. I think I've always kind of enjoyed writing a little, but like very early on in my school days when I got like, hey, this is a C minus and it's just not very good at them. I don't think I was ever really good at it. Maybe like from an artistic poetry point of view, but nobody cares. From a business perspective, not really. But then it got better. And again, probably just through practice and repetition, but also by consuming good writing. So if you want to write better, you have to read good writing. So my advice is to find good copywriters, good, well-written books. Basically anything kind of like popular is going to be just fine. But like read it so that it's conversational, so that you can pick up the tone and the cadence and the patterns and the words that they use and all of that. Find people that you like, read their writing so that you can sort of start to adopt and emulate their style. Not copy it, obviously, but like learn how they do it. So yeah, reading. That's probably the big one. Reading and then writing. And then I started a practice of writing, I can't even remember, 100 words a day. Then it grew to like 300, then 500, then 1,000. Then I hit a phase where I was writing 2,000 words a day, like on a schedule without fail. Now it's hit or miss just because I feel I'm kind of dialed in. So I'll write on the low end 1,000 words, high end 3,000 words a day. But I tend not to measure it as much. Yep. Sold. Okay, team. Magical questions today. I'm impressed. Those were good. I don't know. Maybe it's just because we had some time away. Everybody was thinking about these things, but good questions. Really good questions. I hope I was able to answer them to give you enough guidance to make this next week one of the best ones of 2023 yet. As usual, I will see you in the comment section of the videos coming up. And thank you everyone for being here and for supporting each other and for the kind words to myself and to others. I appreciate that. It's warms the cockles of the heart. So with that said, it's pancake and family time. I'll chat with you later and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great week.